The United States dollar is one of the most recognized and influential currencies in the world. Beyond being a medium of exchange, US banknotes also serve as a tribute to leaders, innovators, and statesmen who shaped the nation's history. Each portrait on US currency was selected carefully, reflecting not only the individual's contributions, but also the values America wants to honor: leadership, freedom, courage, and democracy. In this article, we'll explore who appears on each US banknote, why they were chosen, and interesting historical facts about America's powerful banknote imagery. Why certain people appear on US banknotes. Unlike many countries that frequently change designs, the United States rarely changes the faces or its currency. According to tradition, the individuals on banknotes must be historically significant, deceased for at least 2 years, considered essential to the nation's foundation or development. The goal is stability and honoring consistent national heritage. Most portraits you see today were placed in the late 19th and early 20th centuries during reforms meant to simplify and standardize currency. Current US banknotes and the people featured $1 bill, George Washington. George Washington, the first president of the United States, has appeared on the $1 bill since 1869. His role as commander-in-chief during the American Revolution and his leadership in forming the new nation make him a symbol of unity and freedom. Interesting fact, the $1 bill is the most widely circulated US banknote in the world, and its design has barely changed since 1963. $2 bill, Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson, the third US president and principal author of the Declaration of Independence, appears on the $2 bill. The reverse side features the famous painting Signing of the Declaration of Independence. Although rare in circulation, millions of $2 bills are printed yearly. Interesting fact, people often think the $2 bill is discontinued, but it is still legal currency and regularly printed in small quantities. $5 bill, Abraham Lincoln. The $5 bill features Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president who led the nation through the Civil War and abolished slavery with the Emancipation Proclamation. His inclusion symbolizes unity, justice, and resilience. Interesting fact, a redesigned $5 bill planned for anti-counterfeit upgrades will also honor civil rights leaders such as Marian Anderson and Martin Luther King Jr. on the reverse. $10 bill, Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury, appears on the $10 bill. As the founder of America's financial system, he created the U.S. Mint, the first national bank, national tax and budget systems. Hamilton was never president, yet his influence on the financial foundation of the United States is unmatched. Interesting fact, after the popularity of the musical Hamilton, public support surged for keeping his portrait on the $10 bill. $20 bill, Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States, appears on the $20 bill. Known for his role in expanding presidential power and his leadership in the War of 1812, Jackson was chosen for his populist influence. However, his presence on the $20 bill is controversial due to policies against Native Americans. Interesting fact, a redesign will feature Harriet Tubman on the front, with Jackson moving to the back, but rollout timelines have shifted multiple times. $50 bill, Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses S. Grant, the commanding general who led the Union Army to victory during the Civil War, appears on the $50 bill. He later became the 18th President of the United States. Interesting fact: Grant's strong leadership during the war and his fight against the Ku Klux Klan were major reasons for his selection. $100 bill. Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is the only non-president on high-denomination U.S. currency. A founding father, inventor, scientist, diplomat, and writer, Franklin's contributions to America are immense. He helped draft the U.S. Constitution, negotiated French support during the Revolutionary War, and made major discoveries in electricity. Interesting fact: the $100 bill is the most counterfeited U.S. bill abroad, which is why it has the most advanced security features, including a 3D blue security ribbon. Historical high-value banknotes no longer printed. The US once printed several large denomination bills. These bills are now rare collectibles. $500 bill. William McKinley. The 25th President, William McKinley, appears on the $500 bill. High-value banknotes were mostly used for interbank transfers before electronic banking existed. $1,000 bill. Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland, the only U.S. president to serve non-consecutive terms, appears on the $1,000 bill. $5,000 bill. James Madison. James Madison, the father of the Constitution, appears on the $5,000 note, one of the rarest U.S. banknotes ever printed. $10,000 bill. Salmon P. Chase. Salmon P. Chase, Treasury Secretary under Abraham Lincoln, appears on the $10,000 bill. He helped design the national banking system during the Civil War. $5,000 bill. James Madison. James Madison, the father of the Constitution, appears on the $5,000 note, one of the rarest U.S. banknotes ever printed. $10,000 bill. Salmon P. Chase. Salmon P. Chase, Treasury Secretary under Abraham Lincoln, appears on the $10,000 bill. He helped design the national banking system during the Civil War. $100,000 bill. Woodrow Wilson. This bill was never circulated publicly. It was used only for transactions between Federal Reserve banks. Why faces on U.S. currency don't change often? The United States prefers stability in currency design. Changing portraits could cause confusion, impact public trust, or create counterfeiting challenges. Unlike other countries that rotate famous people, the US focuses on preserving national heritage. Portraits are only reconsidered for major anti-counterfeit upgrades, honoring civil rights or historical milestones, modernizing the appearance. The Harriet Tubman redesign for the $20 bill is one example of this evolving cultural recognition. The United States prefers stability in currency design. Changing portraits could cause confusion, impact public trust, or create counterfeiting challenges. Unlike other countries that rotate famous people, the US focuses on preserving national heritage.